Yo, what's up, guys? I just wanted to make a video talking about my weekly trade recap. So I'm just going to go through the charts of every single trade that I took this week. Let's get right into it. First play I had this week was NIO. I actually bought this last week, but I sold my full position this week, so I just decided to include it. So I bought my normal size on this day right here on Tuesday last week, and because it was kind of breaking out of the trend, supported the 9 EMA well, but the only thing that was lacking was volume. And that night, they announced like an offering, I'm pretty sure. So stock tanked, and it didn't hit my stop loss, so I was still in full size. And then when I saw it recovering, by the time we reclaimed the 9 EMA on last Friday, I doubled my size, which normally I don't really do, but I knew a lot of other people that were in it as well. So I was pretty highly convicted, and the only thing that made us drop was the offering, so I just took it as another opportunity to add, lowered my average a little bit, and yeah, it just looked really good. And obviously next week, boom. I didn't trim on this day yet because it didn't actually break the high, I believe, for like this previous high, and that's what I was aiming for. If I'm not mistaken, 683. Yeah, no, it never broke it, so I didn't trim, but I did trim like 50% of my position on this day, on Tuesday, and then I ended up taking full profit on Wednesday, before FOMC, I believe. All right, next up is Intel. So this was unfortunately a loss, or it was actually a break-even play. I got in on this day when it kind of broke this line that I had, and then later on, the day after, on Tuesday, I doubled my size because I had huge conviction for it. I mean, the United States government bought into this thing a couple weeks ago. Set up textbook, literally perfect, leg up with volume, declining volume while consolidating. So I was very highly convicted on this. But unfortunately, because of FOMC and I was double my normal size, I did end up selling at break even because I didn't want to risk it through FOMC. I should have only sold 50% of my position and kept my normal size, because if I had held, literally would have made around $7,000. Would have been my biggest day ever, my biggest win ever, minus shares, but would have been absolutely insane. Can't believe I missed it, but this was from NVIDIA news, so it was a news event. Could not predict it. It was just unfortunate. All right, so we got BitF here. I got in shares at 263 and calls around that same time as well on this day, Monday. So chart isn't very pretty. It's extended. Looks like it was just a meme stock. I know, but there's a lot of hype around it, and it genuinely has potential to go to like 5+. This is like a undervalued stock in my opinion. All the other stocks in the sector are usually higher than this, and this company specifically, it genuinely is undervalued. I mean, it's such a cheap stock. Like just a few days ago or a couple weeks ago, it was 130, very cheap. And I'm loaded fully sized on calls and shares, and I'm okay if it comes down a little bit. I got in this knowing that it might be a loss just because of it might just be a quick hype pump and dump, but I am aiming for $5 for everything. And with the shares, I think I'm gonna take full profit on the calls around $5, and then take full profit on the shares around $7 or $10. I'm not gonna lie. I do believe that this thing can actually hit 10 if Bitcoin starts running. The next up we have Mara. I had this watch listed because this was one of the data miners that was lagging compared to all the others, right? Cypher, Iron, they're all going crazy. This wasn't. It was still stuck in this consolidation phase. So when I noticed that, I set these lines up, and then on Tuesday we had this break above, and on the 15-minute close above, I bought calls for October 17th. But yeah, I sold my full position at $19 because that's kind of what I was aiming for. Solid plays around 60-70%. So yeah, very solid play. I was so highly convicted on it because, like I said, it was lagging so hard compared to other data miners. And yeah, it also had a huge volume on this day, which was good. So yeah, honestly, really love that play. This can definitely go higher and retest previous highs. All right, next up we have BMNR. So I'm in this very heavy. I have a lot of shares. I have calls for both 10/17 or October 17th and January. I mean, I don't know. I couldn't be more convicted on a stock right now other than this. There's huge amounts of flow for calls, and as this is like a Ethereum miner mainly, this thing can literally take off. As soon as Ethereum starts going, and it is kind of setting up, this can easily see the previous high around 71.57. And as crazy as it sounds, I genuinely think it is easy for this stock to reach 105 soon. Like before Thanksgiving, before Halloween maybe. It's a crazy setup. And I know a lot of people that are in this. I know a lot of people on the internet are watching this right now. And like I said before, we have a leg up here. And as it's, I don't know if I would call this consolidation, because it's kind of really just dropping and retracing. But, and the EMA flipped over here. Not really what you want to see, but it ended up supporting the 50. So I'm going to count it as consolidation, I guess, but not really exactly what you want to see. You want to see more of a sideways movement and supporting the EMAs, but it doesn't happen all the time. But as that's happening, declining volume. That's what you want to see. You want to see a leg up with volume, and then a consolidation phase with declining volume, and then boom, breakout day right here. That's when I added my shares and calls. Literally perfect. Last Friday. I'm still in this. I'm including in this video just because I'm still in full size calls and shares. Because like I said, I'm aiming for at least 71.57. I'm probably going to sell my calls here and sell all my shares around 105. All right, next up, we have QS. So, Quantum went absolutely insane this week and a half. Like, literally insane. If you guys have seen IronQ, RGTI, QBT, QBTS, literally, I've seen people in my groups make 2,000% plus on RGTI, QBTS, 4,000% on IronQ. Quantum's literally going insane. But while all that is happening, notice QS was lagging. This is one of the smaller Quantum stocks, but like IronQ was having like 30% days, RGTI was having like 20% days, QBTS was up $10 in like a day and a half, right? But this was still chilling under this 1043 level. So when I saw that, watch listed it, and then on this day right here, 15-minute close above 1050, I bought in full size with calls, trimmed end of day right here, and then yesterday, same thing, end of day, I trimmed my full position. I sold my full position, and I believe that was around 100%, I want to say. And then this trim was around 50%. So beautiful play, beautiful execution. This can definitely go higher, but didn't want to swing it through the weekend because it was up so much. And I mean, it's kind of extended from the EMAs now, but genuinely beautiful and perfect play. All right, next up we have Serve Robotics, SERV. So this looks really good, as you can see. Really nice consolidation right here. Leg up, consolidation, leg up. The daily doesn't look too good because of this wick, but so I bought earlier on into the day, and I saw flow for it from 20 call November 21, or no, it's 20 call January 16th, 2026. This looks really good, and it looks even better on the weekly chart. Like, this thing is literally just getting started. On the weekly, we bounced off the 9 EMA. I don't see why we can't go for at least 20. So that's what I'm aiming for, and because there's so much volume in that call, definitely think we can hit 20 soon. So yeah, I really like this. Huge volume as well, most volume since summer 2024. So yeah, it looks really good. All right, and then last up we got Soon, SOUN, Soundhound AI. I've been watching this thing for a very long time. Loaded up shares on this gap up, and I've been holding those since. And I also bought more around here. You know, it's like a previous supply demand zone. So I noticed, we had a leg up and we started consolidating a little bit. Originally tried getting calls here on a 15-minute break of this previous day's high, but obviously it wicked, and then I actually ended up getting stopped out at the very bottom of this, which literally sucks. But I noticed, we broke out, so I was watching it, and then on Wednesday after FOMC, towards the end of the day, that's when I bought all my calls. And I'm going to be aiming for 1708 minimum. I'll probably take a heavy trim. I'm not going to trim until then. I'm probably going to take a heavy trim, and then I'm going to aim for 1765 or even 1814. I'm tempted to hold till 20, but we're going to see how price reacts. The weekly also looks really good, bounced right off the weekly 9 EMA. So, like I said, really like this. And yeah, I know there's a lot of flow in it. I know a lot of people that are in this. This is a really nice stock to look at. So that's going to wrap up the weekly trade recap. I want to try and do this every single week because I can't do daily trade recaps every single day just because of my scheduling. But yeah, those are my trades this week. Really fat week for me. September is on track to be my best month ever. We have 1 week to do it. I'm literally like $100 off. So let's see how we perform. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace.